Welcome to the All England Club here at Wimbledon, the site for the tennis action for the 2012 London Olympics. And we start first with the most highly anticipated event of the Summer Games. That's the men's 100-meter dash. After all the campaigning, the media frenzy, and the hashtag Vote Freddie, Freddie Freeman made it into the All-Star game. But hashtag bad luck for Freddie. Lady Vols advanced to the semifinals with their win over Florida today, but the biggest concern moving forward is going to be this team's lack of depth. In his 39 years as a head baseball coach, 14 here alone at Walter State. Second half woes just continue for this Tennessee team. We saw it so much last year. It strikes again today against Florida. As we've been telling you all morning, after several days of searching, Tennessee finally has a new head football coach. I just want to say round of applause for Abby and Moira. I would have thought you guys would have called out sick to watch the women's all-around yesterday.
People through their battles.
One of those athletes is on his way to the University of Tennessee, a top 10 recruit. And Chris Button joins us now. Chris, you came across this kid following a passion of your own.
Yeah, you guys know I play a lot of tennis, and I was out one day and noticed that a lot of the kids have SK written on their shoes. So I followed up on the story, and it turns out that these initials have made an impact all across the world. Character. It's defined as a feature that distinguishes one person. It's what makes good athletes great. It's what got Sean Carl to Tennessee and made his story heard all around the world. Sean was on the tennis court by the time he could tie his own shoes.
Oof, it was a while ago. I would probably say I was probably 4 or 5.
At 16 years old, he was the #1 player in the nation. He had offers from all around the country. But the Nashville native decided to come to Rocky Top.
I can't say that I have always been a Tennessee fan. You know, I love the facilities, I love the coaches, I love the guys on the team, and it just really felt right.
Sean was so excited to start his career at Tennessee that he made plans to graduate high school early so that he could get to campus in January and redshirt that first semester. But all of that changed after one trip to the hospital.
I was having a ton of pain in my side. And went into the doctor, you know, and they were just like, you must have strained something or pulled it, you know, which was completely reasonable, you know, serving or just anything on the tennis court. One day, right after fall break, I was just in so much pain, we had to go to the hospital just to try to relieve the pain, and that's when we found out.
Found out that he had cancer, a rare form of bone and tissue cancer called Ewing's sarcoma.
You know, at the time I was in so much pain and I was on a lot of morphine and other painkillers that I was kind of like mentally numb as well. So it didn't really hit me until probably a couple weeks later, maybe even a month later, when I was finally starting to come off some of the painkillers that, you know, what exactly had happened.
You know, one day you think everything's going great. He's down playing tournaments, and then literally, you know, I'm at work and I get a phone call that he's been diagnosed with cancer. So there's just no other way to put it than your whole world kind of gets turned upside down real quickly.
Within about a week, Sean started his first of several rounds of chemotherapy. And what followed the diagnosis was just as surprising.
Racket signed by Rafael Nadal.
Gifts.
Picture signed by Andy Roddick.
Letters.
Every journey is important, no journey is impossible.
And mementos from all around the world. Kids were wearing his initials. He got his own wristband and shoelaces. Even a shout out from one of the sport's all-time greats.
Hey Sean, how you doing? It's Roger here. Getting ready for the World Tour Finals. I hope you're strong, and I'm going to see you soon, hopefully, all right?
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. One of the coaches, they were like, hey Sean, type this in on YouTube. And I was just like, oh, all right. I didn't know why, and then I saw it and I was like, wow, that's really cool. You know, I didn't expect any of that. You know, I didn't really ask for it either. You know, people have just been showing so much support. So yeah, I didn't expect any of that.
Sean will hopefully finish his final round of chemotherapy on May 22nd. He graduates high school 3 days later. and then we'll have the green light to start playing again.
You know, they've been telling me once everything's over and all my blood counts get back to like their normal levels, that everything should come back pretty quick.
But at the end of this long journey, what surprised the Carl family the most wasn't just Sean's character, but the ones around him.
It's mind-boggling. I mean, it really is. I mean, it makes you realize how wonderful of a world and what a great community the tennis community is, and even outside the tennis community, just what a wonderful place we live here, you know, the people and their support.
Very, very overwhelmed by people that just came forward to help and to help and to help left and right. So it's taken a village to get Sean to the point where he is now, but boy, and I don't think I would want it any other way.
SEC football ramps up this week in Hoover, Alabama for the conference's annual media days, where about 1,000 journalists will swamp the Winfrey Hotel for the event. I will be one of the lucky ones down there. Butch Jones and the Tennessee players, they will speak Wednesday morning. Meanwhile, Coach Jones picked up another commitment for the class of 2014. Four-star wide receiver Alex Lauderdale announced on his Twitter page, quote, "I'm officially committed to the University of Tennessee. #WRU, Vols Nation." Lauderdale currently plays at Saddleback Community College. There are now just 7 weekends left in the race for the chase, and the points margin between the last few spots is very, very small. Only 2 points separate 10th and 11th place. So that 2 points is the difference of a secured spot in the chase and then having to rely on a wild card. So to NASCAR, and the boys were in New Hampshire yesterday. Lap 238, the 10th caution just after the restart. Danica Patrick, Travis Kvapil, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. all get together into the wall after that wreck. Kvapil in the number 93 card. Not too happy with Mrs. Patrick. He gives her a little nudge on his way by. I would assume her boyfriend, Ricky, probably not too happy with that either. 21 laps to go, and it's a 3-car race with Tony Stewart in the lead, followed by Kyle Busch and Brian Vickers. But hold up, just 7 laps later, and Vickers showing some strength, passes Stewart for the lead. Then with 5 laps to go off a green-white checkered restart, Stewart runs out of gas. No good for him, but it's good for Vickers. He goes on to take his 3rd career victory and his 1st in 75 races. Johnny Manziel's stay at the Manning Passing Academy was cut short yesterday. The reigning Heisman Trophy winner missed a few meetings and some practice sessions, apparently due to an illness. There are some online reports that say Manziel was out partying and showed up hungover, but camp officials stated otherwise. Peyton Manning told the media today, quote, "I can remember a 20-year-old Eli Manning missing a meeting and catching some flack. We always have counselors who leave early. Johnny was great with the campers for the time he was here. He had to leave early. I wish him the best, and I want him to come back as a counselor next year." Manziel was one of 40 college counselors at the camp. UT quarterback Justin Worley was there as well. The camp wrapped up yesterday afternoon. Well, after all the campaigning, the media frenzy, and the hashtag Vote Freddie, Freddie Freeman made it into the All-Star game. But hashtag bad luck for Freddie. Freeman jammed his thumb on Saturday night and announced he won't be able to play in the All-Star game. So Brian McCann will now take his spot.